What is up, guys? It's Verns back again with another Supercoach video. This time, we're just going to be talking a bit about, obviously, the Collingwood GWS game and sort of our last thoughts on our team. Now, yes, you can see the team on screen. I'm sorry how loud that probably was. But this is exactly how the team looked in the latest video, so there's no alterations there. We're just sort of going to go through the changes that we made, or we're going to be making after that Collingwood GWS game. Now, I guess a few things there on a Collingwood front. Like, it sucked that we got kind of belted. That really did suck. Dacos cramping up, really just not performing, drops to 60. Obviously, someone that's never touched my team this season. We didn't start him last year, and it worked dividends for us. I was hoping for the same sort of thing again, but after that round 0 score, I'm sure that his ownership's way down. Now, ownership isn't usually something I've been looking at this preseason. I'm just picking the players that I think are the best players for my team, and I don't care what the ownership numbers are. I think last year I got too sucked into these are the ownership numbers, I need to find pods, and then maybe didn't make the best decisions because of that. But yeah, this year I've just picked the players that I think are the best, and I don't care what their ownership percentage are, because at the end of the day, even if they are all 60%, it's unlikely it's unlikely someone has the exact same team as me anyway. So yeah, we're just I'm going to go through the changes there. Also, just while we're there, we'll just do some quick housekeeping. So I appreciate all you for tuning in, liking and subscribing for your consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into your YouTube feed. We do have a few leagues. Now, I did make 2 leagues earlier in the preseason. One was like on an NBL video, so for those few people that were watching that and also cross over the AFL, they got in there, but there are about 10 spots free there, so I'll throw that down in the description below, as well as the second league I dropped, which was I think at the end of like a long video, and yeah, I didn't think I'd get much attention, but I'll also put a third league out there for people to come join. So if you don't get into those first 2, the next one, it's going to just be 563 576. Once again, I'll add that down below. Yeah, come in, join those leagues, why not? I've made them, so might as well. The other thing is, I would totally love to do some more draft stuff. I'll be honest, I only have like 2 draft leagues this season, and it's kind of sad. I'll be honest, I also don't feel like I drafted well in those leagues, so like, I'm looking at these teams like, man, obviously the funnest part is the drafting part, but on top of it, I kind of sucked. It's kind of bad. So that feels bad. A little bit of disrespect from me, I think, where I just didn't expect. I thought players that I held at a higher value, others might have not, and I could let them slide a bit, and then obviously you get punished the second they get picked up earlier than, they get picked up at a point in time where the player you got, honestly, you would have preferred them over that player that you got, but you thought that this player was a higher priority in the consensus, so you went for that player, and then you lost a player that you actually liked more. So yeah, a little bit disappointing in that front, but yes, I'm going to do a draft league, 20 spots there, come join. We'll drop the draft like tomorrow at 9, so Wednesday night, 9 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Yeah, so come join that draft league. That code is 256634. If you just want to come have a bit of fun. As I said, I've been bad, so come in, just beat me at my own game. I say my own game, my own league, I guess. But it'd just be nice to have another draft league. It's just going to be like a 1-minute timer on it sort of thing, so it's going to be a super quick league. Obviously, we have games happening on the Thursday, so yeah, it's going to be a quick draft. Come join. If you miss it, that's unfortunate, but yeah, just come join for the funsies. But yeah, talking more, I guess, about that game, the next important thing is Perryman from the Collingwood side. I guess they're really the only 3 relevant players we have there. So it was Dacos, who people are going to jump off. Perryman, which I think did enough for people to get on. I think the most important thing was his role was pretty good. I was pretty happy with his role, at least. And look, at his price tag, I forget what he's priced at, but it's not much. It's like 80. So even if he goes 93 to 95, it's still bang for your buck. Obviously, we'd want more than that, but it's not bad. And then Ed Allen, who was also pretty good and had a pretty nice role as well. Someone that I'm really interested in trying to get into this team, but it gets really, really hard. Then we have a GWS front, which I did say this in my last video, that there's going to be someone pops up from GWS, so I'm going to have to force them in, and the answer is it's Finn Callaghan. Someone I haven't really talked about at all this preseason. He did well in the practice game, but there was a lot of outs, and I was like, it's a practice game, who cares? But then he came out in the real thing, and god damn, he looked phenomenal. And I know you guys are probably sitting there like, Vern, you can't just bring in Day and Callahan like straight after an open round performance. Like what happened a few years back, maybe like 5-6 years back, when Darcy Tucker came out with like a 155 in round 1. I'll give you a hint. He wasn't an over 100 average for the rest of the season. He was an 80 guy for the rest, like for the whole year. But he dropped to 155 in round 1. Now, like if you could choose a team after round 1, would you jump on him? It's not really about that. It's not really about that they dropped the massive score. It's more or less that the rolls were so good. The rolls were so good, and they looked phenomenal. Both these players have had injuries in the past that have really held them down, and they just looked insane with a really good roll. And I guess example of last season, you had Heaney, who, yes, we had in our team before the open round game, but a lot of people didn't. And Heaney came out, he dropped, I think, like a 144 in the open round. He looked sensational, but the roll was amazing. He's a great player, and the roll was amazing, and if you didn't get on Heaney, you basically got punished. And I think that Will Day and Callahan could be a similar boat to that, where they had an insane roll. We know they're an insane talent, and because of that, if you don't get on them, you're just going to get punished. Now, obviously, unlike Day, like Callahan has a few things that can affect him, like Green coming back, but look, this guy, once again, he's priced down close to 80. Like, he doesn't have to go ahead and go gangbusters 110 all season long. Like, that would be great, but if he goes 100, you're probably satisfied with that. Like, honestly, like I just said, we'd be satisfied with Perryman's 95, so you'd assume you'd be satisfied with Callahan's 95. I think the only difference there is that there's not really any good defender, like rookies, so not really, like there's a lower threshold for a premium to meet, where in the midfield there's a lot of good premium, like there's a lot of good midfield rookies where the midfielders or the premiums have to perform at that higher level to justify you skipping on these rookies. So yeah, that's something that's come up to me. It's just like, damn, it's just, how do I get Callahan in now? So the team, it had about 20k on it. Basically, I think the decision I ended up making, it comes down to a few things here. So, obviously, Callahan was the big one. Leak was really good too, but Green might be coming back, could affect that. And then Stone had a pretty decent role. So, I liked both, like those three guys. I think what I was looking at is I move Pal Pepper out. This might seem weird moving Pal Pepper out, but the only way I can really do this is I think Clark goes out. There's someone else in this defense line that we could pick up, I'm pretty sure. Trainer just got named today that he will be playing, so we can throw him in there just for now. Finn O'Sullivan can go up, and we can get... Where is he? Finn Callahan. Still a lot of money here, and I was thinking we just bring Parker back in. Obviously, we talked about moving him out in the last one, so we'll just move him back in, and that sort of works out that way. I also think Cacao can go out for Stone, which isn't bad. And then we can have this Camporelli go out for Cacao, which I think's a better option, personally, and it gives us a bit of swing between mid-forward, which I really like. And then that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Decent money in the bank. Team's looking okay. Yeah, I mean, 5 mid prices in the midfield, pretty nutty that way. Let's just quickly save that. We'll just save it, have a look at it. Oh, we're gonna get that stupid pop-up because I didn't choose an emergency. Yep. Thanks, bros. I don't think that's bad. It's not the worst case scenario. I don't know if I want trainer on field though. It's not the worst case scenario, but I like the structure of having more defender premiums because the defender rookies are just, I just don't know if they've got it. I would love, as I said, Finn O'Sullivan also got named to be playing. I don't know how crazy he's going to be. And then we have Ed Allen, who also got named, who's already put out a 71, has a good role. Obviously, we have a few people to return, like DeGoey. There's more people. Tom Mitchell, there you go. That could definitely affect his role in future. I don't know how far away those guys are. I haven't looked into it. But there's 2 midfield players that can definitely affect it. Where Finn O'Sullivan, I don't think has too many people that are going to affect his role. He was on the wing a lot, though. and that can be a bit of a bare bones role at times. So yeah, look, this is one iteration of the team that I am looking at. Something that I would love to happen, if I had to be honest, would be Bailey Smith not getting named. Because I just don't see a world where I don't not start Bailey Smith if he's getting named. But for some reason, let's just say he doesn't get named and we decide not to start him. I've already parted ways with the idea of losing Luke Parker, so I don't have a problem there. Kikau can come down, I'm pretty sure. It's fine. Let's just go trainer out, and then we can get Jordan Clark back in, and then we can bring in, I want Kid Cow to come down, so I can bring in someone like O'Sullivan up here or something. Let's just put Allen in for now. Allen, we wanted Pal Pepper, I'm pretty sure, and then we wanted Kid Cow. So yeah, Allen doesn't actually work. So let's go Kid Cow here. And then we do have a few cheapies in the midfield that we can sort of look at. Let's just scroll down. Once again, Capriellis could be someone I pick. No, I think what I was looking at doing, actually, I was looking at keeping Cow in the midfield. I think I was going to get Patton. Yeah, Ben Patton. At least adds a bit more DPP flex, and then we also get Kikau in the midfield. Once again, more DPP, less money in the bank, 26k. That doesn't feel as good though. I'll be honest, that doesn't feel great, but it does allow some good flexibility, I think. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm tossing up. Yeah, let's just throw him on field so we know what we're looking at. And that's not bad, because Pryor got named as well. So this would get the 5 defenders, and 3 of them pretty damn thick. I think in regards to things, you guys are probably looking at this thinking, Vern, where are your keepers, though? You don't have these uber premiums. Look, last year's winner only held 5 players all year long. We have 4 in the back line that I could see as being keepers right there, in Roberts, Zorko, Sheasel, and Clark. So there's 4. Now, out of the 5 in the midfield, I think Oliver I would count as 1, so that goes to 5. And then the other 4 are a bit speculative. I think Gorn pushes us to 6, Jason Horne-Francis to 7, McRae to 8, and Daniels to 9. So we end up with 9 players that I think have keeper potential with them. So that still leaves 4 to potentially get traded if injuries happen. Now, there is a chance that Rosie, Day, Chera, or Callahan, one of them could end up as a keeper as well. So then, great, amazing, that could be pushed up to... I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of these guys ended up with keeper. I think Day could. Then potentially a Rosie or a Chera. I don't think Callahan will. But that could push us towards 10. Perryman, that's unlikely. It's unlikely he would. But yeah, I think we're looking at 8 at a minimum sort of thing. 10 is an upside. It leaves 3 injury trades, which isn't great overall, but I think that, you know, that's going off last year's winner. I mean, it changes every year. Just because you had 5 doesn't mean I can't do it with less, and if none of them get injured, then great. I just run straight through them. So that's definitely a possibility. I don't know, the more I'm looking at this team on my computer, though, I'm not quite as happy with it. So look, I'm just going to build the team from scratch real quick, just to go through, I guess, my core thought process. So when I think I'm building my team, I think number 1 is just like Flynn and Flex is like, it must happen in my eyes. Like I just see this as a must. Gorn, as we know, I definitely identify as a must, and I think he will go bananas on O'Keefe. If Madden plays, then he'll probably still go nuts anyway. So he is such a good round 1 matchup, and he has more than just one round matchup. He has a lot of good matchups. Cherry has a lot of bad matchups. I think maybe he can be a pivot later on, maybe after he's bye or something. And then we're gonna go Boyd. So I think, yeah, these are the ones that, like, I'm not going to change any of that. The forward line, there is a few things that I think are locked. I think Horne-Francis is locked. I think McRae is locked. And Daniel is definitely locked wherever he is. Daniel. Let's lock them in. Smith, as I said, the only reason he wouldn't be locked is purely off the fact that he is injured. He doesn't get named round 1. But hypothetically, let's just say he does get named round 1, then I'm obviously going to be choosing him. So we'll put him there as a lock, excluding injuries, obviously. Going to the back line, she's lock him on in. I think Zorko actually almost has to be a lock in my eyes. I think he's just going to be way too damn good. We know Roberts is a lock in my eyes, so I'm just going to go get Roberts. Boom. And they're probably only the 3 defender locks that I have. This is where it gets a bit tricky, though, in the midfield. There is a lot of players I'd love. We all know that I've been big on Sarong all preseason, and I really want him. I'd love a way to fit this guy into my team. And it is possible if I was willing to give up a mid-pricer. I think Rosie's a lock, though. Day, more or less likely a lock, let's be honest. Obviously, Oliver, Chera, I think lock those 2 in. And then we get a Finn. And that's where the problem begins. Obviously, I can't pick a team with like 6 premium midfielders. It's just not the case. There's something else wacky that's crossed my mind. I think it's unlikely to do this, but look, I'll go through it a bit later just because it's pretty wacky. But just put, Finn and Chera back in there. And then we got to sort of work out what else we're doing. So, in regards to rookies, we got some pretty obvious ones that we're locking on in. That's right, I didn't put Hugo Garcia, just because I wouldn't mind. If it worked, I wouldn't, I'd give him up if I have to. Levi is just an obvious one to me. Nevert is obvious. Did I miss? Oh yeah, Sardis is obvious. Obviously he'd be on field though, so I'm just going to do that little switch. And they're probably the only obvious rookies I'm going to lock on in. I do feel like I'm missing someone that I had earlier in this midfield slot, and I cannot think of them. So I guess let's just see where else we can fill the team out. So, filling the team out in defense. I think we just put Perryman in there, because obviously that's good. So we'll just go through that. Go down to the defense line. And I'm not happy, as we know, with a lot of these defender rookies, but we'll put them in anyway. So we have Pryor. Let's just throw Patton in there for now. Reed and Leak. I'm even more sketchy on Leak now because of potential return. I actually almost feel better going Trainer in, if I had to be honest. Now Boxall we can throw here, but I'm not attached to him. He can also go if needed. Kikau is definitely one that I want. I kind of want him in the midfield more than anything, but it can be very hard to do that, and I'm definitely missing another higher end rookie. So let's just throw Kikau forward for now. I'm going to put Garcia in because I really like Garcia as well. Where are you, Hugo? Hugo. He's up. Yep, there we go. And as we can see, we're running into money problems at this stage. Obviously, Davidson's kind of a lock from where he is. Davidson and Stone did pretty well too. So, yeah, even if I went Garcia down, it'd put what? I'd have to get 3 players. Yeah, I couldn't do that with the money. And the way I did this, I definitely am skimping in places. This actually didn't turn out that bad in reality. But I need to find money elsewhere. And it could be as simple as a Callahan out or a Sarong out. It's like, which one do I really want to give up? The thing is, when I give up Sarong, I have so much extra money that's why I end up with like Parker back in the team, because there's just so much money there. Yeah, I think you guys get a general idea there. I just kind of want to look at something that could be a bit ludicrous. Let's just do this. Sorry guys. You guys can see I'm just really playing around with this team. There's so many things that are coming to mind. What if I went absolutely crazy in the back line, because I just don't like any of the rookies down there. Okay, Pry got named and we have Reed as well. Trainer also got named and he's cheap. Let's maybe just go Reed and Trainer. Skimp on some money, why not? We'll get Gorm back in. Now, I know you guys are already looking at this, like, Vern, what are you up to? Flynn. Let's go down to the forward line and see what we can fit. Okay, let's get all the players I really want. McRae, Smith. As I said, I can skip on Parker. That's not the end of the world in my eyes. So we will go Daniel, Hugo, and if skipping on Parker makes his work, then cool. Let's go Pal Pepper. Let's go Stone and Davidson. It doesn't leave much money to play with, but could I go like more skimp in the midfield and get away with it? So let's say we go Rosie. Let's go Day. Let's go Oliver. And let's go Chera. If I went for just four, can that facilitate basically a full premium backline? Let's go Finn in. Let's go Ed in. Oh my god, O'Driscoll. That's why I skipped earlier. We're already running out of money, even in this situation. But we can simply cut a Finn, cut a Ed. Bring in Levi. A Cacao, a Nevitt. No. Still not enough cash. I was just wondering if that was something that could actually happen if I went pretty ham. I could probably do it if I go a Dale out and bring in like a short or something. I think it's probably a bit too much though. Nah, even then you can't really. Damn. Oh well, just wanted to test it, see if it was possible. Why not? Alright, let's just refresh the team, go back to what it was at. So we jump back this way. Team is not bad like this. Cacao is in. God, is this how I wanted it to finish now? I'm just gonna remember. Yes, I think I'm happy with these. I think Leak was out though. I think I put Padden in instead of Leak. Don't know if that's what I want. Nevitt and Cacao. I'd love to find a way to get Ed Allen in. Also, there's no way I would do this. I would do that. Can definitely go Parker down to like a Pal Pepper, and then that kind of money means a Boxall can end up as an Ed Allen or a Finn O'Sullivan, which I think they'd just have better job security. But Boxall was so good in these preseasons games, I just don't see a world where he can't not get played. Like, I understand like they could be circumstantial, but he was really good in those games, so I just don't see a world where he's not getting named. Yeah, I think this is the team I sort of just got to end on. Not 100% satisfied as of yet, because I really want to find a way to get... We know it. I can just go Parker down to Pal Pepper and Finn up to my boy, and then that's good. As I mentioned, though, Smith and Parker out there also allows for Jordan Clark in the backline too, which isn't bad. Sorry, if we're wondering who I was going up to, I totally blanked on his name, actually. I'm so wrong. That's what I wanted to go up to. I'm just going to reset that again. But I think I just got to accept it. This is probably what the team's at. Yeah, I just think Padden. But they still have Cunningham to return for them as well. Yeah, both those players definitely have risk, Leak and Cunningham. Sorry, and Padden. But I guess Leak's a bit cheaper, so more money to be made in a shorter time. I think this is how we're going to line it up, guys. This is what the team will be going into the final round. This is going to be the final, I guess, team reveal here. I think it's pretty stock standard, pretty basic. Forward line, I think, looks mint. I think the positives that we need to take into account here is it's like, how many rookies are we actually fielding? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're fielding 5 rookies, which means our round 1 will be really good. It means we won't be as good in the bye round, so 2, 3, and 4. But then we'll have 5 until like 11, so the next 6 rounds after that, where like the mid-price heavy team will be much better. So we'll be able to take advantage of that. I also think we have the best sort of rookies on field in that midfield. As I said, maybe Ed Allen or Finn O'Sullivan. And we could always make that work. We could always move one of these mid-prices out, move them into the back line, and then try and get another good midfield rookie, which we know how good they are. And then I can end up with an extra premium in defense, which means I end up with someone like Reed on the bench instead, which is a lot better. Let's hypothetically look at that. Let's look at that as an option. If I did move that out, Nah, because I'm going for an expensive one. The only one I could get in the back line would be short, and we all know I'm just not a fan of short. It's just how it is, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. As I said, please come in, join those leagues. I hope we enjoyed that. I know I rambled on, and I really went through a few things here, but I kind of wanted to show everyone my thought process and the players like I'm rating sort of thing. But yeah, till next time, guys. Peace, later.